everyone. I am glad you're here because I am excited. I wanted to share one of my other Vintage Dooney and Bourke bags that I recently purchased, but nothing. I made a short on it because she is so lovely. Girl, dude, whatever. I love this bag because it reminds me, and I'm not sure what year it is, okay? I know a lot of Vintage Dooney and Bourke enthusiasts, whatever you want to call it, people out there are gonna be like, she be posting videos on Vintage Dooney and Bourke, she don't even know what year it is. You're right, I don't know what year it is. I don't care, I just love this. And this is the, hold up, this bag, first of all, it reminds me of a 70s bag going into an 80s, 1980s, yeah. And it just makes me feel some sort of way. Like when I wear this on, I only wore her 2 times to go out and hang out. I feel like the 1970s, a chick from the 1970s, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure what year it is, but she is actually, when I open her up, there is a name for her. I think she's the carry-all briefcase. I mean, you can use it, what I read is you can use it as a shoulder bag with its long shoulder strap, which I don't really like using shoulder bags. I like crossbodies, and you can wear this one as crossbody. When I say I don't like using shoulder bags, it just depends on how the bag drops on my side, you know, here. Yeah, so, but I really love top handle bags and crossovers. And this is double. So this you can carry as a top handle and a crossbody. But it also gives me a 1970s vibe when I wore it over the shoulder. And I had to do that one night when I was out because it was raining and I needed my umbrella, and I just didn't put it over my chest as a crossover. I just flopped it over my shoulder and I put my umbrella on. And I'm actually recreating what I wore that night. So this is actually what I wore that night. This is a thrift jacket that I found at a thrift store, maybe a consignment store, I don't even remember. And jeans and leather boots over my jeans, and you know, this little pearly looking blouse with little furry shoulders. And that's what I wore that night. And I carried her, and I just felt like the 1970s. And actually, yeah, I was born in the 70s, but I felt like a 1970s 21-year-old. Yes, I did. And I tried to recreate my makeup for the 70s because I remember my mom wearing makeup in the 70s and her cheeks were really red. Like, not even like a pinkish red, but more like a burgundy red. And my mom is darker than I am. She looks, I would say she has really curly hair and she's really dark and she can pass for Brazilian. And so her lips were always, her lipstick that she used to wear was more like a plum color, burgundy-ish. So I tried to recreate that, but I don't think burgundy lip color is gonna look nice on me. So I just tried to recreate the blush is actually darker, and you know, I do love wearing blush, but I don't know if I would wear this unless I get a tan. I think this would look better with a tan. And then the lipstick that I'm wearing is more of a pink because I wanted this darker and this lighter. Usually I go vice versa, like if I do light, dark, or dark, light. Or even when I wear eyeliner, it's dark and then I go light and really light on my cheeks because I have all that stuff going up here, and then my hair is black, so it's like I don't want to wear so much makeup that I look like an Egyptian or something. No, not an Egyptian. You know, I'm talking about like walk like an Egyptian. Remember that song? Okay, so anyways, I really love this bag, and gosh, I got her for a deal. Yes, I did, because I see what people are selling this bag for, and oh my god, I am so happy I got her for a deal. So what do I love about this bag? This bag is like 11 inches wide, and I think it's about 8 or 9 inches in height and about 3 or 4 inches in depth. And she reminds me of the Coach City bag. The thing with the Coach City bag, it feels a little bit lighter in the leather, and I don't have one right now to compare because this is not about that vintage Coach City bag. This is about this Carrier Dooney and Bourke bag. And on some of my last videos, I talked about how you can tell if this is authentic or not, and she is totally authentic. I mean, her, you know, her logo here is stitched on. She will not come off. Her, she has that British tan leather, and it's all the, this particular bag, like the threading is very yellow, and that is very vintage Dooney and Bourke. Some of them, I don't know if over the years, you know, they gotten lighter, but some of them look off-white, beige maybe. But this one is really yellow, almost like a mustard, you know what I mean? And her brass is heavy and thick, and it says solid brass here. And recently I compared one of my new Dooney and Bourke bags because I've never purchased a new Dooney and Bourke bag. It was a Florentine large satchel dome bag, and the hardware seemed very cheap, and it didn't seem like it was brass. And when I called Dooney Bourke, they told me that it was alloy. So I can totally tell the difference. And so this bag, it has a slip pocket back here, and this one, this is not a pocket, but this one is a slip pocket. I love this bag because it is described as casual and also as a work briefcase, which totally you can use it for work. Because I feel like you can even use it as a notary. Well, maybe not, because where are you gonna put your shit? But anyways, yeah, it gives me like the 1970s or early 80s work girl vibe. That's what this bag gives me. Yes, it does, child. So I want to talk about also the interior. I did talk about previously that the interior of a Dooney bag should look, not look, but like the color should be similar, not similar, excuse me, the same. So this leather is a pebble leather, and it's soft and it's supple. It's not like you hear that. And I'm doing that with my nails. Yes, I just got my nails done today. How you like them? Pretty feminine? Okay, so anyways, I'm on espresso. I had a double espresso, and honestly, double espresso is like a drug for me. But anyways, and I'm hot. So the inside is the same color as the leather outside. Yes. And also I talked about the pockets, and also if it has like this little ticket, and this one does. This one is special for me because this one is made in, let me get up. This one is made in, if you can see that, it is made in Costa Rica. So I feel very lucky to have found a vintage Dooney and Bourke that was manufactured, made, whatever you want to call it, in Costa Rica. Yes. So I want to talk about what I have in here, because literally I would not carry this, all this stuff here, to hang out. But when I hung out that night, I did carry all this stuff because I couldn't fill her up enough. When I go out, I carry smaller bags. So, or if I go out to dinner, smaller bags, or if it's a medium-sized bag, I don't put a lot because I don't need to carry a lot. Like for work, a tote, school, whatever you want to call it, I carry a lot of stuff. But this I considered a medium-sized bag, and she wasn't looking good when I only had a few things in her. So I really had to fill her up. And things like this, like I don't carry my glasses with me when I go out. I should, right? I have two pairs. One is for driving. This one is for reading. And I don't carry her. Like I don't go out to the restaurants with this, even though I should, because I can barely read the, you know, the, whatchamacallit, the menu. So I pretend that, you know, it's really dark. Most of the restaurants I go to anyways are pretty dim. You know, they're cozy, they're romantic. So I'm not wearing this, and I can get away by saying, gosh, it's so dark in here and I can't see. And then, you know, whoever it is that I'm with will read for me, or we'll get a candle, or they'll just turn on their cell phone, you know. this espresso has got me skipping. They'll turn on their flashlight on their phone. Holy cow. All right, so I want to talk about what I have in here. Now, I will not carry this to go out. This is my daily wallet, and I put this in my totes or my bigger bags. I'm not carrying this to go out, but I put it in here because I couldn't fill her up enough. So then I really don't carry a lot of makeup with me when I go out. I don't even know why I have these glasses on. It's skipping, my brain is skipping. So I really don't carry my makeup bag when I go out. I usually just have like a smaller makeup bag or just throw whatever it is that I'm putting in there. But I had to fill this baby up with this. And then, you know, my same old, I really don't use this to go out either. This is why I think this bag is great for work. This is my business cards. Obviously, if I'm hanging out, I am not wanting to talk about business, yeah. But who knows? It's not that thick. It's not that big. So yeah, I carried her in here just to fill her up. And I got this little notebook that I got at a workshop event. It's so cute. It's a prematurity prevention initiative. So that's that for pregnant moms. And I just put that in there. So see, this bag is really great for work. A pen, and you know, I feel like we're in the 70s or 80s. I don't have a cell phone here because I didn't have a cell phone in the 70s, and I didn't have a cell phone in the 80s. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know, because I was little when I was in the 80s. So I got a pen because back in the olden days, if you wanted somebody's phone number, you had to write it down. So, okay. And yes, Avon was in style, so I got to carry my hand cream from Avon. And this is what I love about this bag. So, I don't know in the 70s or 80s or even 90s. Actually, I should know the 90s, right? But I was younger in the 80s, and in the 70s I was the baby. But I wonder about what kind of wallets. Who cares? Anyways, I want to talk about the inside of this pocket. So this one is, I talked about the inside of these pockets. Some of them have the leather lining here. This one is actually vinyl. Like the whole pocket is vinyl and also the lining. And interesting enough, some of the bags, depending on the year, have the vinyl pocket, but then the lining is also vinyl. I mean, leather. This particular one is vinyl and vinyl. Vinyl and vinyl. Vinyl lining. Woo! And so I just threw these cards in here, and I think it's pretty funny because I just wonder. They're not deep enough, so they kind of stick out like that. So this is a gift card from, I don't know. Was Home Depot around in the 70s and 80s? I don't know. But I put that in there, and I put my business cards in here. That's the back, and I put that in there. And see how these stick up? So it's kind of like I put Costco in there. I don't know if there was a Costco in the 70s or the 80s. But anyways, I'm going to turn this bag around, and I really like this because this little sticker is on there, and this little sticker says this is a carrier shoulder bag. So that's what this bag is. So, you know, here is the interior, and y'all, I really got this one for a good price. These bags are just freaking great, and it held its shape up. It held its shape. The strap, everything in such good condition. Like, shut up. Rover, sit down and brush your teeth. This freaking bag is awesome. Woo! Anyways, let's put everything back. I'm really excited. Oh yeah, in the back of this pocket, I just put my double mint, because I know double mint was out in the 70s and the 80s. And now I'm just gonna put all my stuff back. I'm telling you, if you want a medium-sized work bag and you wanna, feel like back in the day, I would suggest one of these bags. I mean, I don't know why they make me feel a certain kind of way. I just kind of miss back in the olden days. Back in the olden days. I really, I really had a good time as a child, and I remember a lot of the things were more simpler and people used to talk, and you didn't know a lot. You didn't know a lot. Like nowadays, I guess education is good, but when I say you didn't know a lot, it was just sort of like, life was more innocent, I think. Even though there were still creeps around and stuff was happening, I just feel like life was so simpler. I mean, who knows? Maybe life wasn't even simpler for the people in the 70s or the 80s. I know in every time people had their struggles, for sure. But for me, from what I remember my childhood, it wasn't like I had the perfect childhood, dysfunctional family and all. But I remember it so good. Like, I remember it so good. I had a good time, really. And so this bag, the only thing that I can say that is a un negativo, is that, okay, I'm not sure how to handle this, but this guy over here, so if you're carrying her top handle, the hook faces down, this pulls up, and that's great. You feel like your bag is locked, right? But when you sit your bag somewhere, it just kind of, you see how that happens? It opens up like that. See that? So there's going to be a time, let's just say it just opens up like that. Okay, you're seated. Now, wait, I'm trying to put it back. You're seated down, and then now you're going to pick up your bag. Look what happens. That's what I don't like about this bag. So it's kind of like, well, how do you close it then? Because if you turn this the other way, hold up. If you turn it the other way, which is now, it's now facing up, and you carry her top handle, she's eventually going to slip off, I'm telling you. Let me put her straight. Okay. You see, because there is nothing holding here. So you see how easy that was? Where if it was, let's see, if it was this way, facing down, and you try to slip her off, you can't. You hear that, right? I'm not making things up. But when you turn her this way, wait, she's probably not turned right. Okay, there she goes. So that's the one thing I don't like about this bag, because I noticed when I went out with her the first night and I put her down on the chair next to me, and then I went to pick her up. There she is, she's down. You see how she opens? Then I went to pick her up, and I felt like my bag was weird. It felt weird. It felt really weird. And when I looked, I'm like, oh, my bag is open. What the hecky? So that is the negative about this bag, and I think that's really a big deal. I wonder if this, back in the day, this was a complaint that people had, or I wonder if they changed something, they modified, whatever. I guess that's the same word I'm using. But nevertheless, this bag looks like it was barely used, and maybe it was barely used because of this thing. I don't know. So if you're gonna get this bag because it looks so cool, I mean, I wish this was, well, you gotta fill it up. You gotta fill it up. You gotta be careful. You gotta be aware. You gotta and that I don't like about it, So kind of like when you put your bag down, kind of like, I don't know, pick her up. When you pick her up this way because she's gonna be open, just grab her again and set her straight. Well, like this. Put her straight and then carry her like that, or put her over your shoulder and you'll be good to go. But honestly, I love this bag because it reminds me of the 70s, the 80s, and honestly, I'm not too sure what year this bag is from, but it makes me feel some sort of way, and I feel right now like Charlie's Angels. Do you remember Charlie's Angels? Yes, I remember Charlie's Angels. That's exactly how I feel like right now. Charlie's Angels. Am I doing that right? Anyways, so yes, I love the 70s, and I don't really like the 80s that much. I remember the 80s because I was raised in the 80s. I had a good time in the 80s, but I didn't really like the style of the 80s. I like the style of the 70s. And again, I don't know what year this bag came out. I don't know what year they wore it. If you'd like to participate and let me know what year it was that women carried this, I would really highly appreciate it because I love to learn. Please just don't yell at me and say, you know, not nice things, because we all are learning from each other, y'all. We are learning from each other. So, yeah, and I remember in the 80s, oh my God, my favorite two singers in the 80s was Devo, Madonna, Menudo, and Me Go Get 'Em. As my favorite 1980s artist was MJ, y'all. I remember my very first big party at 11 years old, and my stepfather was the DJ, and I was like, dude, you gotta be playing him. And yes, I was dancing. I was rocking him. That's right. So, woo! I love Michael Jackson. So, anyways, I hope that you found my video entertaining and not so much annoying, because I know some people could be annoying on YouTube. Me too. But if you like this bag and you enjoyed me showing you the bag, just remember how do you authenticate a bag. I hope that helps you. And if, I'm not saying that I'm the expert in authenticating bags, but just be aware that there are a lot of fake Dooney and Bourke vintage bags. And if you want one, ask a lot of questions. Even if you think you're gonna lose that bag, just take your time and get a lot of pictures of the inside and outside. And there are, there are groups out there that would answer questions, because it's like some of you out there remember these bags. Some of you out there remember family members wearing these bags, and even though you might not think it's your style, you might just want one in your possession, just to give you some, it sounded like I said a bad word, but no, it wasn't a bad word. It just to give you like some sort of remembrance or some sort of feeling. Like, as soon as I saw this bag, I'm like, I gotta have it, just because it looks like a top handle little briefcase. I love anything that looks like a briefcase. I also love totes. I love crossbodies. I love like the doctor bag, satchel, whatever. I love anything top handle and crossbody and totes. Those are my favorite three bags. Totes, because totes, for me, you can throw everything in it and in the kitchen, especially for work. And I've said it before that totes are perfect for work. Why? Because holy McNuggets, you're at work for 8 hours. It's like, you gotta have everything. And especially if you're a woman, you gotta carry pads, makeup, toothbrush, maybe flip-flops, just anything to make you comfortable. Food, water, drinks, alcohol, like whatever. Like, literally, it's just so upsetting how us women have to deal with a lot. Like, literally, we need a lot. We're just creatures of needing a lot. Yeah. That's probably why I always feel like that's why, I don't even know why, I wouldn't want to be a man, because I think men, they're not simple, but they look simple, unless there's something else, but they're not really simple. Like, they ask for a lot in women. That's probably why we got to do what we got to do. But anyways, going back to this beauty over here, in order to authenticate, ask many questions. And don't be afraid to lose one, because you can always find another one. And whatever you want to pay for her, it's whatever you want to pay for her. I got this one at a good price, and like I said, I'm seeing them on sites where people are selling them for a lot more than what I paid, and I can do the same. But I think I'm gonna wear this one for a while, because I am feeling some kind of way, And I think I'm gonna start thrifting, going to vintage stores and looking for bell bottoms. I don't know, styles come and go, right? For the longest, everybody was wearing those tight jeans, and now we're going back to wide-legged pants, which were always my favorites. I used to be so skinny, and I look like a model with them. Now I don't look like a model because, you know, my body has changed. So either my body has to change again in order to fit into wide-legged pants, or I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so if you have any questions or if you want to leave comments, nice one, please. If you know what year this bag came out, who's carrying, please leave a comment. I would really appreciate it because I'm dying to know. Sometimes I have time to Google and sometimes I don't have time to Google. But if you're watching this and you can just tell me right away, thank you. And yeah, go get yours. Bye.